Hi, I'm Ella and I'm running for SRC Vice President of Student Support.
Okay, so you mentioned in your manifesto about your alcohol and drug awareness campaign. What would this involve?
So I did some research and looked into how it's been applied in other universities. So I contacted Harriet Watt, who've got a really informative website about sort of alcohol allowances units, like daily intake, and I reached out to them to ask sort of what sort of events and stuff they did as part of their campaign. They didn't respond, which was a shame. But I then had a look at others and I thought Bristol had really good ideas. They said as part of a Freshers Week initiative, and they handed out things like drinking diaries, unit testers, and they've got a really good website online that has a portal that you can log your results in as many times and sort of keep track of stuff. But it's just sort of like a log of, you track every night out for the last 7 days, and you put in every drink that you've gone by exact units, and from that you're sort of asked what you deem, if you deem that to be excessive, and it basically converts everything to sort of how many units you've drank, what that is to your daily intake, how many calories, if it's considered binge drinking, what day specifically you've gone over the allowance, what this equates to how much food you take, and it's just kind of very good for making you aware of how much maybe you're spending, and it calculates how much you're spending as well. Okay. And yeah, I think that's a really good idea because students just they're not aware that it is excessive, and yeah, I think we just need to promote more that sometimes it is.
Okay. Would you be doing that during Freshers Week? Would that be something?
If elected, I think that could be a good idea to promote during Freshers Week, yeah, with the events, getting things like drinking diaries and stuff like that, because students are coming to uni for the first time. Some people from home, some people haven't drank before, and this sort of whole culture of going out drinking every night, it gets a lot. I think promoting healthy drinking attitudes during Freshers Week could be really beneficial.
Okay, great. So as you have acknowledged in your manifesto, sexual assault has been very topical on campus. How do you plan to further support victims of sexual assault at university and at Glasgow University? Okay,
so the SRC have done great recently in responding to that. They've, coming off the ground now, there is the SRC rape crisis drop-in centres. The issue is, until I sort of was looking into this role and speaking to Tom, I wasn't aware that that was an initiative. So to further support them, I think this going forward, we need to heavily promote that, especially within the rest of the student bodies. People in the GU need to know if people come to them with reports that this service is there. I think it's great having it there, but students just don't know that it is. So definitely heavily promoting that, and if when it comes out, the session comes off the ground, it's really popular and people are coming into the drop-in session, it's oversubscribed, working to secure funding for more counselling sessions. Yeah.
So what new innovative ideas do you have for the Look After Yourself campaign? So you mentioned the Bob Ross painting.
Yeah.
What kind of ideas do you have?
So looking at what we've done in the GU this year, there's definitely, the whole thing is there's just such mixed engagement. I think going forward I'd definitely brainstorm a lot more, but I was speaking even to Phoebe, who was welfare this year of GUSA, and she said they had really great success when they branched out and did different things, they had a bouncy castle for Freshers Week. So many people got involved in that. And I feel things like ball pit, laser tag, stuff that we do, great events during Daft Friday and stuff that aren't necessarily always that expensive to run, could be run as de-stress events. Just something that's not the normal, because I feel every year it's the same thing you hear, yoga de-stress, puppies and pizza. I feel it's, you get into a rhythm of doing the same events. It's just making sure you continuously try and rebrand and come up with new ideas to keep engaging people.
Great. So you say that you want to promote cross-campus relations internally. How would you do this, and how would your previous role on the GUU Board of Management prepare you for this?
So I feel coming onto the role, having been a part of the GU board, all the new exec and all the new board coming in, I I have close ties with, definitely especially the new exec. These are all sort of close friends, whoever manages to get on. Same with GUSA, I've got close ties with, I've been part of tennis, I've been part of like the CTS, been involved in the GUSA like meetings, CTS meetings. I'm close with a lot of the people that will be on council. I think going in with close friendships already and having an awareness of how all these different committees and other student bodies run, it'll make it easier to reach out, because it's it doesn't seem as far away as maybe people that have only been involved in the SRC all year, that maybe don't have those relationships or don't have like the full idea of the structures of the other student bodies. I feel like I have that awareness, so I'll know, for example, like the welfare teams to reach out to. I'll know how the GU welfare team works and what they're capable of. I just think having an awareness of how they work internally will make relationships a lot easier.
Okay. And finally, what makes you the best candidate for this role?
I definitely think there's other great candidates. I think the rest are really, really great and they've got really strong manifestos. I think I could bring a fresh perspective. I think what I would bring is that even in Hustings yesterday they were talking about sort of student apathy to the SRC. They were like, we put on events, we put so much out there in terms of services, but there's just not a student engagement. There's this student apathy, and I think that's a problem because it's not necessarily always that the SRC are not providing enough or doing things wrong, it's just that people don't know it's there. And I think that means what could potentially, I don't think it's apathy, I think it's just people not feeling involved or not relating to it as much or not understanding what's there. And I think coming across campus, I could bring a really new and fresh perspective and work collaboratively with all the student bodies to try and make sure we have like a far reach with all of our initiatives, which I think the SRC could really benefit from.